Magi is like if you mix Avatar, not the blue one, with Fullmetal, but it takes place in a desert. It's beautiful. Most of my friends have no idea this anime even exists, or are just too lazy to watch it, and the one who did is an avid reader and finished it. So please, it's on Netflix and they even have the prequel show about Sinbad. Magi is a story about Aladdin and his djinn, Ugo, as well as Ali Baba and Morgiana, who work together to defeat an evil cult called Al-Tharman, and along the way get up to some crazy shenanigans. Wrong! The openings lied, and the story is more complicated than I'd like to describe, and will only do so at the end. Before we do that, let's talk about its influences. Magi is heavily influenced by 1001 Nights, Alf Layla wa Layla, which are a collection of folk tales told by Scheherazade. I actually found out that French translator Antoine Galland added the three main stories which influenced Magi, being Aladdin and the Wonderful Lamp, Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves, and the 7 Voyages of Sinbad the Sailor. Funnily enough, I was watching it on Ye Old TV, and my mom goes, "Oh, is that Sinbad the Sailor?" In what universe is that Sinbad the Sailor? And she goes, "Well, he's dressed like Sinbad." Sinbad is a pretty popular story, seeming as it got its own DreamWorks movie, so I think I get it. Remember, Ali Baba had 40 men, but Scheherazade had 1,000 tales. No? Okay. I say it's similar to Fullmetal because of the world building. There is a vast world in its shows. Magi feels like it draws a lot from older or ancient civilizations. The Co-Empire to Imperial China, Rem is Rome, Balbad is Baghdad, and the Dark Continent is Africa, which is where Morgiana is from. We'll get to that. Etc, etc, those are the main ones. You can see this influence in the Arabic names, Hassan, Zainab, Dunya, which by the way are Arab names, not Islamic. For those who don't know, the difference is language and not religion. There are Arab Christians, by the way.
Ramadan. Bro, I'm Christian.
You're Arab. Arabs are Muslim.
An example can be Qasim. When you look at the origin of the name Qasim, it's Qasim, which comes from the one who provides. Fun fact, he's based off of Ali Baba's older brother in the original story. How neat. And also the spells. Holy, the spells. Hal infigar? You mean infijar, hal. Bararak saika? You mean Barak sa'iqa or Barak safe. Al-Kimya al-Qadima or ancient alchemy. It's beautiful. It adds another layer to the spells. That's if you didn't know if they were Arabic and just assumed they were just normal fantasy words. There are also East Asian influences, like how the Co-Empire introduced paper money. Thank you, subtitle people. You can see a lot of these influences in the backgrounds as well. You know, Balbad having carpets and stalls, while the Co-Empire has a lot of ancient Chinese buildings like pavilions. The character designs are also beautiful. Shinobu Otaka's... Holy, she's same age as my mom, what the hell? The designs, mixed with the designs of those cultures, really blend well together. Sinbad and Judah's hair, just look at that. One of the many reasons I grew up my hair, by the way. The jewelry is amazing. Sinbad looks so cool when he's blinged out. The clothes also do a good job of repping where each character is from and also help reinforce ideas. Like the people from the slums wear rags and the people in power wear fine clothes and jewelry. Going back to what I said about religion, you know what else is cool? Solomon!
You're a descendant of King Solomon. I named myself king once I found that out.
I see where he gets it from. And David, Queen of Sheba, jinns? This next one actually blew my mind. You know how they say there's 3 Magi in the show, right? I didn't get it a few years ago, but then it hit me. They're the 3 wise men. Who knew? Doing some digging, I've found while there's elements of Islamic mythology like jinns, when you think about it, any religion's history can be considered a mythos, like, the Greek gods. While there's definitely religious elements in there, it doesn't adhere to one, and it's rather a hot pot of everything old. Perfect for fantasy stories, but I guess is one of the biggest criticisms to the Disney movie Aladdin. You should check that out. However, the keen-eyed of you would notice Morgiana, and by extent the rest of the Finalists, don't look African. And most of the people in the show aren't brown. I'm making this point because I got my sister to watch it, and the first thing she said to me was, "Hey, they're not brown." There's a handful of colored people, but if you're expecting everyone to be colored realistically, this ain't it. However, it's pretty rare for this kind of representation. And recently, Gachi Acta is on a generational run. My friends said it was so rare to see this kind of inclusion, and they loved that it wasn't cliched or a stereotype. Magi is kind of cliche, but for its age, it is a good starting point. Anyone can write a story, but some of the best stories are told from unfamiliar perspectives, like Fullmetal or Freerun, which take place in time periods and settings we weren't alive for. Anyway, Arab representation is pretty rare, and most often it's oil princes. Anyway, back to problems. The fan service kind of sucks. You know how I got my sister to watch it, right? I left the room for 2 minutes and she got flashed twice. Dunya, how could you? We're not even going to talk about Paimon. And Aladdin, my guy, you are 10, you should not be doing all that. You should be scared of women or something. One joke which will never not be funny is when Alibaba goes to a brothel and each time gets the exact same type of women. I like the voice acting in both sub and dub. You have Yuki Kaji as Alibaba, who is also Eren Yeager. Oh, and Todoroki and Koichi. Morgiana is voiced by Haruka Tomatsu, who is Asuna, 02, and Haru from Persona. This cast is stacked. The dub, in my opinion, isn't bad either. Alibaba sounds like Zuko.
You've been living your lives this way already, every day!
Eric Kimmerer, sorry if I said that wrong, has done voice acting for Obanai and Hanazawa from Mob Psycho. And Morgiana is Christina V. D. Evil Eyes. However, Aladdin feels like Ash Ketchum in both of them, but specifically the English one.
Hey, answer me! Who am I anyway?
Sometimes it just feels like you're waiting for him to yell, "Pikachu, use Thunderball," or something. No hate to Erica Mendez, who is known for Mai Sakurajima, Ukyo, Uraume, and Diane. Holy. And of course, Sinbad is voiced by Jotaro in both sub and dub. Matt Mercer and Daisuke Ono, respectively. Sinbad is really cool, by the way. If you haven't seen the videos before, Sinbad is just that guy. He was Gojo before Gojo, the singularity himself. Okay, back to the actual plot. I say it's like The Last Airbender because to me it kind of felt like it. Aladdin is learning how to use magic, and at the start the Co-Empire really feels like the Fire Nation. Personally, I was able to draw a lot of comparisons to the cast. Aladdin is Aang, Alibaba is Sokka, Morgiana is Suki, Ugo is like Appa and Roku combined. Hakuryu is like Zuko, and surprisingly not because of the eye. And the entirety of Ko feels like the Fire Nation, who really want to expand really quick and really big. They aren't one-to-one, of course, but it's an easy way to generalize. Anyway, Aladdin is a Magi, someone who is loved by the Ruh, which are little butterflies which are like life force and which you return to upon death. People who can wield the Ruh inside of them, Magoi, are magicians. Another kind of people who can wield their Magoi are dungeon capturers, who wield djinns and their powers. By defeating the challenge set by the djinn in the dungeon, the djinn belongs to the capturer and lives inside a metal vessel of the capturer. The magic system is really nifty. Think of the Ruh as mitochondria. I said it again. Think of the Ruh as midichlorians or mana. Everything comes from them and will return to them. And by giving it a command, you can shape them into what you need. The more commands you give, the more complicated the spell. You can see the evolution of this concept as well. Aladdin starts by asking them to be hot, heat magic, but then his teacher shows him, oh, you can get them to be water and then heat them up enough to refract light and then boom, you're invisible. Whoa! You can actually see him use this as well. Or how early on Judar uses the water, freezes it, and splits into chunks, and kills people. He doesn't. Magi the show explores the world they're in and the political relations between these nations. The Co-Empire seeks to expand, which causes tensions for the other kingdoms. There is also a mystery element behind the mysterious circumstance between Aladdin, Ugo, and Solomon. The mystery of the past, which, unlucky for you, happens right after the anime's second season ends, where they just lore drop everything in a flashback arc. And there is no third season, as of yet. But, near the end of season 1, there is a big glance at the past and hints towards what everything actually is. The end of the anime covers a battle where everyone works together, but... that one's not staying in. The end of the anime covers a battle where everyone works together to stop the destruction of the world. That's only half the story, and I refuse to talk about the rest of the manga as I implore you to read it, but I will say this about the finale. Heavy fucking spoilers. Okay, pause. I was gonna read this in a super serious voice, but I realized after rereading everything and actually looking into it, I still don't get it. I was gonna talk about the theology behind it, and don't get me wrong, these were all good concepts, It's like half of me wants to say it's an interesting idea, making everything ascend above the heavens and potentially exploring something above a god, which in a monotheistic sense is new to me because there's supposed to be nothing higher than a god, right? But then the other half of me thinks it's kind of lame because at the same time it's just like Marvel movies, somehow blowing the stakes out of proportion. City-wide, country-wide, planet-wide, galaxy-wide, universal-wide, multiversal-wide. At what point does it just stop? You can go infinite in either direction. Infinitely small, infinitely big. It somehow shouldn't affect the story. It's like the game Spore. You just keep going up and up because there's always something above you, which I guess is a testament to Sinbad and by extent David's greed. I'm not sure this is even the ending the writer Shinobu Otaka wanted, because there's speculation she was pressured to finish it so she could focus on her new manga, Orient, which meant that Magi's final arc was rushed and many found unsatisfactory. And one quick My Anime List review later, I know that Orient suffered a similar fate to Magi, but somehow worse. No hate to Orient, but damn, Magi got axed for that? Oh. Anyway, here goes. Magi is a story about fate and its hold on people. The ending depicts everyone breaking free from destiny and the ties between worlds. People are free to do as they want, Ruch doesn't guide them, they do. I think. Here's the video explaining it. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe.
Dungeon creatures who wield...
Capture, not creatures, capturers.
Dungeon creatures.
No.
Three, two, one. Another kind of people who can use their Magi are dungeon capturers.